so the sun's out, wind's up a little bit, but it's hunting season, so let's go hunting. Let's see if we can't bag a squirrel today or a rabbit or something. See if we can't put some meat in the freezer and make little man a little happy. I ain't been able to kill much yet this year, and a little low on meat stores in the freezer, so we're gonna do our best to fill up the meat stores. Well, everybody, we're in the woods now, and we saw one. Sorry I didn't get it on camera, but there's one over on the other side of the hill. I took a couple shots at him, but silly me, I forgot to take my time and get a good rest, and instead I shot at his feet and knocked him off the tree, but I didn't hit him, so he got away. I tried to follow him for a little while, but never could get on him. But now we're in a different spot, and we're gonna see if this is the spot we're looking at right now. It's a pretty good wide gully, and this is a real good spot. They love this spot. But for now, I'm gonna sign off, and if I see one, well, we'll turn the camera back on and see if we can't get something. Well, you guys, terrible little old me, forgot to turn my camera on, but as you can see, we got Mr. Rufus right here. Ain't he a beauty? Yeah, nice little good old squirrel right there. Yeah, ain't he a beauty? Well, this time I'll make sure to turn the camera on if I get to see another one. I've heard one down the holler a little ways. I'm gonna walk down that way, and if I see it, I'll turn the camera on. I messed up too and didn't realize this gun's been shooting off. Well, I've been shooting it off. I'm used to the rabbit ears. When in the rabbit ears, you gotta go take the little bead on the post and put them in the bottom. On this gun, this Rossi, you've gotta have it level. You gotta have all three level instead of the bead down in the bottom. And stupid me was putting the bead down in the bottom and I was shooting low. Luckily, I got him. And I'm mighty happy about that. Alright, folks, let's see if we can't ease in here and just get up another one. I don't know if we'll be lucky anymore or not. It's almost midday, but we got a squirrel. Well, alright, I'm gonna cut this camera off again, see if I can't sneak down here and spot another one. I'll turn it back on this time, I promise, if I see another squirrel. And hopefully this time I can shoot a little bit more accurately. All things considered, I think now that I know I'm shooting just about that low, about half an inch low, I think from now on I can make the proper adjustment. Well, we've moved on over to another holler. This squirrel that I've already killed right here, this little guy, it was in a pack of 5. The other 4 went on too fast down the other holler, and I couldn't get to him. Right now, I found another squirrel, so we're gonna get him. I'm gonna leave this one right up here in this room. And I found 2 more squirrels actually. I just noticed there were 2. We're gonna see if we can ease down here and get them. I'm sorry folks for the poor sound quality, and I'm also sorry that I've been cutting the video all over the place. It's the first video I ever made. The two squirrels that are in this frame, they both get away. And the one I got earlier is the only one I get for the day. And the rest of the video is just me rambling on about certain things, about guns and stuff, and hunting. So if you don't mind seeing that, please continue watching. If not, then you can go ahead and hop out now. If he don't move, I'm gonna head on over to the next holler and move down the hill. Alright guys, I'll cut this camera back on if I spot him. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm at the end of at this dead end road. I walked a little ways further, tried to stay as quiet as still as I could, but that never came back into view. I think there's a tree over there with it's a hollow tree. I think my best guess is that it went into that hollow tree because I couldn't hear him on the ground anymore and I didn't hear him start climbing. So the only thing is he either got into that log somehow that's on the ground, maybe it's a hollow log, and he's got him a little nest in there, or he went in that hollow tree that's right beside the log, which would be my best guess. But it's almost 12 o'clock right now. We may only have one squirrel, but one squirrel's better than no squirrel. And to be honest, if you're one person out in the middle of the woods trying to survive, that one squirrel is going to be much needed nutrition. Now, as you can see, I've got this rifle on my back, and again, it's 12 o'clock. I've got one more spot I'm going to check out. And I don't know, sometimes it's a good spot, sometimes it's not. I think I've seen today a total of 9 squirrels already. And for me, this is more just for fun than for anything else. I enjoy hunting, I love hunting, and I figured I'd let others enjoy it with me, and that's all there is to it. And if you decide to become a hunter, or if you decide to become a gun enthusiast after watching this, or some other video, then nothing would please me more. But the biggest thing about guns is safety, safety, safety. Always know where you're pointing your barrel. When you're walking, if you're carrying it in a group, point the barrel down. If you have an external safety, make sure that safety is on while you're walking or while you're not using it. The next rule is never pull the trigger on something you're not willing to kill. Or as Brandon Herrera would say, something you're not willing to destroy. And one of my biggest pet peeves is if you're going to pick up a gun, check to make sure it's clear. It don't matter if it's your own gun or not. You could make a mistake and think you've unloaded it and put it in the gun safe or in the cabinet or wherever you keep it. And you take that gun out thinking you've unloaded it, and you didn't. Somehow, some way, you let off a round. It could hit you, it could destroy something in your house that you care about, it could hurt your family or your friends. If I hand a gun to anybody because they want to look at it, I clear it first. I empty the magazine and make sure there's no way that any live rounds can be placed into that gun. I make sure all the live rounds are on my person while that person is holding the gun. So always check to make sure you're unloaded, unless you need to be loaded for hunting or for target practicing or something else. There's 2 things to remember. eyes and ears. Most of the time you'll hear the animal before you'll see them. And when I'm deer hunting, a lot of times I'll hear them and I'll smell them before I'll see them. Deer have a certain particular odor, and if you're close enough, within 15-20 yards, you should be able to smell that odor and know that that deer's on its way. Now, I'm hunting on game lands, and even if you're hunting on private land, I still recommend wearing orange. As you can see, I'm not even wearing camouflage. I'm wearing a flannel jacket with a fuzzy liner. You don't need camouflage for squirrel hunting or for rabbit hunting. Now, rabbit hunting, in some states, I think in certain states you're allowed to kill them with a rifle, but in most every state, you're required by law to shoot a rabbit with a shotgun. And most of the time, if you're going rabbit hunting, you need to have dogs. Unless you're just on the prairies and can see them from a good distance away. But here, in this thick debris and brush, as I'll show you, you've got to have a dog and a shotgun. And honestly, when I'm squirrel hunting, I'd prefer to have a shotgun, but I don't have a squirrel dog anymore. I used to have an amazing squirrel dog. Something just moved below me. Okay. Might have just been a stick underneath my feet, moving some leaves. They moved them up down in the holler, and I don't know that I got that kind of reach. But anyway, no, alright guys. Well, didn't see nothing in that good audio. Again, I seen a few nests where I know they live, but just didn't see any. Again, it's about 12:30 right now. And at this point in time of the day, they go up for a little while. They don't come back out till about 2 or 3. And they go up and come back out right before dark. And again, these squirrels, the earliest you can get in the woods, the better. Because earlier you're in the woods, the more active these squirrels are going to be. Now, I can see orange over there. Oh wait, that's just flagging. That's surveyor mark. Anyway, today I'm using a Rossi 22. Hang on one second. This 22 is the RS22. And it's just a simple little 22. Blind sights, I don't have no scope on it. I could put a scope on it, but this is my blind sight gun. And again, I know it's shooting fine. I'm the one aiming too low. But every now and then I stop in the woods just to look around, see if I see anything move. A lot of times you can stare at one spot and see a lot of things move out of the corner of your eye. That's one good trick my dad taught me about hunting. You can look at one spot, and out of the corner of your eye, you'll see things move. And after you see them move, go check them out with your eyes. Don't move your head too much. But walking or spotting stalking, you pretty much got to be moving. I always check my surroundings every so often. Just stand still and look around. Because every now and then you'll spot something you didn't expect to see it. But again, spotting stalking, when it comes to squirrels, is a good method to hunt. Another good method is sit and stalking. It's find you a good spot to sit. Wait till a couple squirrels come around. Shoot the first one and stalk the next one. Sometimes you can even get 3 that way. choices at 22. But when it comes to squirrel hunting, there's a lot of times a shotgun is even more handy. You can't go wrong with a 12 gauge shotgun. But that first shot you fire, you're going to scare everything. Pretty much everything in a 200-yard radius. And you've got to wait about a good 30 minutes before you're going to get anything to stir up again. 22 rifle, you can shoot about 4 or 5 good rounds before you're going to scare anything away. I've walked probably about a mile today, which is pretty good. Lots of work. I walk so much and live so much that, well, yeah. But we're going to do one more sit and stalk. This is probably my most commonly used method. My favorite is the spot and stalk, but you got to spot one first. That's why the sit and stalk works a little bit better. Find you a good log, a real good log to post up at, sit down on, and wait. I'm gonna sit on this log down here for the next 15-20 minutes. And if I get something, I get something. If I don't, I don't. A lot of times you can see a squirrel and can walk in their direction, get close enough to make a shot. Sometimes that's the only way to do it. And other times you really need to find a good spot where you can just sit and relax. Now me, this log here, it's not as good as the one I normally sit on. But it'll do. It's got briars over the top, and you don't really want to sit on that thing right here. That's called bittersweet. A lot of grouse and turkeys like that. And old bittersweet, they really like it. But no, I'm not exactly the best cameraman when I'm out and hold the camera myself. But I'll sit here about 15-20 minutes. See if we can't get something.